Oh, my face hurts so goddamn much. What the fuck?
Hello, Patrick.
What am I doing here?
I want to play a game.
I really just want to leave. This is...
You are inside a Toys R Us, and there is a timer. Once that timer hits 0, an automated message of you pledging yourself to a copy of Land Before Time will be sent out to every major film critic in the country.
Why would that... Hey, who is... Chaz?
No.
Chaz, is this another bit?
No. Wait, no. Who's Chaz? Hey, wait. Can Chaz do this? Yeah, I'm dancing. Can Chaz do...
I know it's you. Come on, man.
What are you talking... Patrick, I'm a little bit busy right now.
You're a little busy right now? What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm a little bit busy.
Oh, okay. You can play your thing. Where's the key so I can get out of here?
Dude, I don't...
By the way, you can't cancel me because I've already been canceled. I've done 5 Joe Exotic 5-star reviews, and everyone's after me for it.
And we're back. And we're live. That's what happens when it's live. And so much post-editing is going to be happening for the podcast. They'll have no idea what just happened during this. Welcome, everybody, to the show. We have a lot to talk about. We've got the Saw films. We've got Army of the Dead that just dropped, and many more things. Of course, I've got Chaz with me. How's it going, man?
Man, it's going. It's Friday. It's lovely. I thought it was really cool that we tried that live thing, though, just so you know.
I think so, too. And Jay, of course, our producer in the back, doing the things. You know, we're going to give him the benefit of the doubt that next time we're going to get it.
We love you, Jay.
There was love in that sketch. I hope every single person sees that, especially in my face. So, Chaz, what are we talking about now? Because you didn't prepare for anything.
I didn't, but here's the thing. Before the podcast started, you had to kindly go out to your neighbors, and I don't think you realized what your face looked like.
Yeah. Okay. So here's the thing. We went to start doing the show, and we started hearing a baby crying. And I know that both my neighbors have babies, and usually you don't hear anything, and there's no problem. So this is kind of weird. I was like, this is super loud. I don't know where this is coming from. So I went outside, and I noticed that they were like just out in front. So I was like, oh, I should probably let them know they were recording. And I went out, and I did notice that when they looked at me, they kind of had a face, but I didn't remember that I did any of this. So I was just like, hey, we're doing a podcast. If you don't mind, very cool. They probably think I'm a murderer.
Yeah, probably.
And I was like, I like a coward started backtracking and like, you're being too loud. I was like, so for we're too loud, you know?
That's funny.
Usually when it's funny, you laugh.
That's funny.
I hate that. I hate that so much. That's such a Curb Your Enthusiasm. That's funny, Larry.
That's funny, Larry.
Is it? I don't think it is. Do you find that endearing? I don't know. Anywho.
Okay.
Let's talk about the Saw films.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Let me ask you a question. I want to open this with a question real quick. There are 9 installments, correct?
With Spiral, this is being the 9th installment, yeah. But it technically is from the Book of Saw. So do you consider Hobbs and Shaw a Fast and Furious film?
In the same universe?
Yeah.
So related, but not directly related, right?
Jigsaw's nowhere in this. Like, he's mentioned, but he's not in it. Everything is completely different. The puppets, like the things that they use, it's a completely different doll.
So which of the films is your favorite? Like, now that you've seen them all, like, what's your ranking?
We'll probably go Saw 1, and then probably go Spiral, then go Saw 3. And then from there, I don't care.
It's fair.
Jigsaw's last, though.
You didn't like Jigsaw?
Jigsaw sucked ass. That was the worst part of the entire show, the entire series. Jigsaw was the worst one.
Dude, I like Jigsaw-ish. I did because I don't know. We could talk about it later, but yeah.
No, we're talking about it now. The segment.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. So
We can't talk about Spiral because we didn't watch Spiral.
I didn't watch Spiral. You did.
I did, and you know what? I'm a little annoyed that I had to pay and go and watch it. And I know that's elitist of me. I know that's privilege of me to be like, I'm so mad that I had to go pay money for a theater experience. Theater experiences are great and hard to come by right now. So you have to love everyone. But I don't know. I was waiting for the screener all week. It never hit my email. Never showed up. I thought it was going to be there and I had to wait until the last minute to get the tickets. And this is not a movie to see in a movie theater. Like, you can watch this anywhere on VOD. But something like Army of the Dead, you definitely need to watch in the theater. And I watched, sadly, on a TV screen at home. I wish that the roles were reversed.
It seems like it would be because Spiral was delayed due to COVID. It was supposed to come out last year in May.
Mm-hmm.
And then now it's coming out a year later. But it looks like a movie that could have been released on VOD as well as a theater, like the double. But they're making it a theater-only experience for the time being.
Yeah.
But from what I've seen with the zombie movie, I have not seen. It looks big. And I think Zack Snyder's films should be seen.
Have you even seen Dawn of the Dead?
Yeah.
Did you watch his first one?
Yeah.
What do you think of it?
I loved it.
Give me food, man. What do you think of Dawn of the Dead?
Dude, I loved it. Here's the thing. My thing with Dawn of the Dead is I saw that in the drive-in when I was 2004, fourth grade, maybe.
Is this the drive-in in West Valley?
Yeah. We saw that, but before that, there was a double feature with Finding Nemo.
Oh, yeah. This was your story during the Decades thing. Yeah, we were talking during the 2000. Which episode was that?
2004.
Okay, so that's a callback. Check out the episode Movies of 2004, where Chaz has a full story about this, which we will save for that because they have to go check it out. See that marketing?
Boom. Yeah.
Boom.
But no, I mean, just relating back to that though, like I liked it and it still holds up. And it's Zack Snyder's first film, but it's also a film of his that uses the most practical effects, which I really like.
I've got a story attached to this.
Okay.
Yeah, this is, I don't know, this is a rough story. Okay. Here's the thing. Well, I don't know. Shit. Have you ever been to Rawlins, Wyoming? Do you know of this town?
No.
And I know already my wife is laughing her head off downstairs because whatever story I'm about to tell, I don't know if she even knows the story. And there's a lot that I'm not going to tell because a lot happened this night that I can't say or I can't talk.
I've been to Rawlings.
There you go. Well, of course you've been to Rawlings. If
you're a truck driver,
of course
right?
Everybody, yeah, it was a truck driver's been. But let's talk. I had this friend in Rawlins, and look, this is a very small town. I called it half a horse town. It's not even a full horse. Okay. And in our church, the LDS church, so Rawlins, there's not really it's not Utah, obviously. So you're the minority if you're in the LDS church, and you don't have many friends that are in that too. Somebody moved in. His name's Steven. And maybe I shouldn't have said that because then that could, he doesn't know anything else. You know, nobody could look that up, but what? Nobody could trace anything.
Dude, he's probably listening right now being like, Patrick.
No, he's not at all. He's probably, he's got like some MLM thing going on. So he's probably like, everybody try to get some Nutrilife going, you know. I don't mean to disparage people from Rawlins and what they end up doing with their careers, but he definitely moved to an MLM really fast.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So the guy was cool. And we were on the diving team together. We were doing sports and like he was the only people in the group of LDS youth that I was like, okay, I can hang out with this guy. Other than him was my cousin who just insisted on telling everybody that we were related at school. Like that was her icebreaker for people. And I wouldn't be around. She'd just be like, do you know him? He's my cousin. And I'd be across the lunchroom like, why is she pointing at me? You know,
how does she introduce you? Was it Patrick Beatty?
No. And we're not, why would you segue into that?
I'm just kidding. Continue.
God. So anyway, we decide we're going to do a sleepover. So I go over to his place and the movie that we watch is Dawn of the Dead, right?
On DVD?
On DVD. Yep. So we're in his room. We put in Dawn of the Dead and he's got these bunk beds. So I'm on the top and he on the bottom. We're just watching this movie, just like freaked out. I have never seen a film like this in my life at this point. When you grow up LDS, you are not allowed to watch R-rated films. And you could probably say from the beginning, when it comes to me and like wanting to have a passion in film, the church and anything involving like strength of youth pamphlets and stuff was avidly against what I wanted to do. I wanted to watch movies that were R-rated. That was not a possibility if you were in that religion, you know?
Right.
So this was a huge deal. First of all, that a fellow LDS person had put this movie in, and that like it just was hitting me so much craziness. And just the guerrilla style filmmaking was Zack Snyder. It was James Gunn wrote this, did he not?
James Gunn wrote it. Yeah.
James Gunn wrote on it, like a great pairing that could work really well if they do a Man of Steel sequel.
Do you think James Gunn would write a Man of Steel sequel?
It's different from what he's normally doing, and I'd be interested to see his take with Zack Snyder directing.
I wonder.
But Zack Snyder can have no creative control, only visual. Nothing else. Everything he has to do by James Gunn's book.
Okay.
But anyway, as we're doing that, we're watching the movie, and then I don't know, we decide we just want to do more stuff. So we decide to get a ton of toilet paper and eggs and stuff, and we're just TPing houses. Like we're zipping through alleyways, TPing houses, egging houses, and like at one point we were next to my house was this Baptist church.
Uh-huh.
We were on the roof of the Baptist church hucking eggs at cars that were driving past. So Zack Snyder caused a unhealthy amount of teenage angst in me and this fellow person who shall remain nameless.
How old were you when that came out?
This had to have been probably 6th or 7th grade.
Okay.
Mm.
That's fun.
Right? It was very fun.
Because like Dawn of the Dead was also a movie that they would play during sleepovers, right?
That's exactly what happened. Yeah.
Yeah. And
that's not all that happened. That's all I'm going to tell.
On the DVD, there's a secret Easter egg, like where it's hidden footage from the gun owner across the street.
Mm-hmm.
And just finding that was really cool too. And seeing how they made all the zombie effects. There's a lot of cool practical stuff in that.
The practical effects are good. The characters are all interesting and fun. Like there's really unique stuff. In the first Dawn of the Dead, was there something related to a baby?
In the George Romero's?
No, in Zack Snyder's.
Yeah, dude.
Okay. So he has a similar thread with this one.
There's a baby.
Well, can I spoil Army of the Dead? Does anybody care if we spoil some Army of the Dead stuff? That was my story, or at least that's all I can say on air.
Dude, spoiler. Dude.
Redemption. Okay. So basically, there's two competing story arcs, right? There's Dave Bautista's story with the ragtag group of people trying to do the heist film, and there's alpha zombies that are smart, that can kind of run the place. Las Vegas is essentially their kingdom.
Okay.
Is something that they say. You're not containing these people. This is their civilization. So if you're going to come in, you got to do some stuff. So like when they go into the place to start the heist, they have to bring a sacrifice. So they bring in, have you seen Luke Cage?
The Netflix show?
Yeah.
Like 2 episodes.
Do you remember the guy that had shades and his name was Shades? He made a good impression. Like he's a very good actor. And he was in this and he was a sacrifice for it, which is cool. But a queen zombie shows up. She's been in the trailer. She shows up kind of out of focus and like when she shows up.
Is she more powerful?
More powerful, smarter, able to like barter, like isn't just mindless, has a little bit more thought to her. So she gets the sacrifice, turns, and here's the crazy thing. The beginning part of this all starts by a government truck getting blown up because somebody getting a blowjob veered off the road and hit the car. So it exploded. All of the sensitive material crashes, and it turns out to be a super zombie, like patient 0. And so he infects one of the people, then they infect it. So the opening credits is just a montage of Las Vegas going under, right? So in order to turn any zombie into this alpha type, it has to be from that main person. The main person has to bite them, and that will turn them into it. But as they bring in this sacrifice to get bit, they notice that the main guy is like feeling the queen zombie's belly, and it's like, oh! So the zombies have made a zombie baby.
So the zombies had adult fun.
Punk, punk. Where's the button?
So going on that then. So the beginning, the truck crashes because he's getting a blowjob. What a climatic way to go.
That's all you took from that?
But no.
Wow.
It opens with that, but it turns out zombies are actually, about to bust.
Well, there's just one zombie in it. So the thing crashes. Then all of the crew that have been guarding this are told by whoever is monitoring them, get the hell away. You got to run away. And then the thing comes out and then they're chasing it. Then the montage. It's very fast. You don't need to think about that part too much. But the Dave Bautista part is essentially he was part of the initial troops to come in and take out these zombies.
Okay.
And when they decided they couldn't do it anymore and they needed to put shipment crates everywhere to contain the place, the last crates fall on his wife and kid before they can get out, and it kills his family except for his daughter. His daughter and him are now estranged because he closed down and didn't do anything after this happened. He's now a burger flipper somewhere, which is so awkward because he's like 300 pounds of muscle and he's like trying to like flip a tiny burger. It's silly. A SpongeBob meme equivalent would probably be the lobster guy trying to flip a burger.
Dude, that's nostalgia.
Right? You got to do that. It's not nostalgia, man. Bikini bottom memes on Reddit. Check it out.
I don't go on Reddit. But so Dave Bautista, does he go all ape shit, kind of like a wrestler would?
No,
in these movies like The Rock.
His character is very nuanced. He's got a lot of like depth to him. It's kind of funny when he gets approached by the person to do the heist. It's all because the money isn't insured anymore because they're going to nuke this place. And they've only got 48 hours to be able to do it before the thing gets,
Now, let me ask you a question. This bugged me from the trailer. Why would you need money during an
watch
apocalypse?
this tonight. We'll watch it after the show.
Okay.
Watch the opening or whatever.
Okay. Let's do
Why
it.
did what? Say it again.
Oh, well, why would you need money in an apocalypse of zombies?
Well, that's the thing. It's not an apocalypse. It's a contained zombie outbreak.
Just in Vegas or worldwide?
Just in Vegas. That's what I'm saying. The shipment containers have barricaded Vegas. No one can get out. But what they're not realizing is that the zombies think that this is now their kingdom. Like they don't want to get out. This is like their thing.
That's kind of cool.
Right? It's an interesting concept. And there's stuff like the tiger is like a king in that place. Like, don't fuck with that tiger.
The tiger looks like a Resident Evil boss.
Or like there's kind of a B-side story of a family trying to get in, and they end up going into the place, and they have to try to get that family out while trying to get out the money. When they open up the vault, there's some silly characters. There's a German character that does the vault stuff. He's your Flash equivalent in the sense he's your jokes. He's the silly guy. And when he opens it, the vault opens, you see 4 big canisters of a film reel. What do you think that is? Snyder Cut.
No.
Yeah, he referenced the Snyder Cut.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he did. He did that. He didn't think that he was going to be able to make the movie. But in all fairness, he didn't think he was going to be able to make it. So he's like, let's just put this up here for the fans, right?
That's kind of
by the way, did you see what he put out for the fans recently?
No.
He put out a picture of the alleged Jon Stewart Green Lantern that was going to be at the end of Justice League that the studio said, we're not doing that. He looks good too.
I did read that the studio is being a bunch of buttheads again. I
mean, just be more descriptive. There's always that's always a thing. But what
I think they're officially done with Snyder, and I think Snyder's officially done with them. Like
I think it's pretty clear with him showing the picture to everybody right there. Like he literally was like, they don't want me to do this, and just showed them everything on his phone. You can see the glee in his eyes as he's doing it. He's like, I know this will break people, but I don't think he should go back. I don't think they should do a Justice League 2. I don't want to see where they go from there. His continuation sounds stupid. And we don't need to go any further from there. But the lowest baby, whether it's Batman or
what if it's
Superman,
a zombie baby?
The zombie baby's more interesting. But Zack Snyder has a thing for babies.
That's kind of weird.
He does. He's got kind of I suppose.
Like, remember
there is a baby in almost
of
every Zack Snyder film. Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Baby Doomsday.
You're right. Oh my god, dude.
Life.
What about Watchmen?
It's always about rebirth and Christ.
Watchmen
There's no
babies.
Jesus in this. There's no God is zombies.
Now, does Jared Leto make an appearance and he's like, we live in a society?
There's some zombies that look like Jared Leto, but the zombies are all fairly different from each other. Some are just, you can knock them over, mess with them, do whatever. But honestly, most of them know what they're up to. And eventually, somebody beheads the queen zombie, and the head zombie finds out about that. And all of the people, they've been granted access because of the sacrifice. So they have been allowed in, and they've not been interfered with. But now that he's seen that his queen's been beheaded and the baby's dead, he's like, I'm going to kill everybody. And so he sends all the zombies after them, and that's when they have to get out. Tig Notaro's in it. Do you know that comedian?
Yeah.
Tig Notaro is the helicopter pilot. She's
who-
really dope. She's got some great one-liners and stuff.
I'm curious about this movie.
It's look, don't look at this like a DC.
I know.
For all intents and purposes, is a good director. He's not a great director. He's a good director.
I've said that from the very, very beginning.
And I think this is his return to form, and Netflix kind of knowing how to handle him. A studio needs to know how to handle their director. You know what I mean? And a director needs to know how to work with their studio. Warner Brothers and Zack Snyder never had a good relationship. It was Christopher Nolan that brought Zack Snyder in, and Warner Brothers kind of went with that, because why wouldn't you go with the pick that Christopher Nolan went with if you're trying to start this new universe?
Right.
And he just wrote this Man of Steel script with David Goyer, and he doesn't want to direct it, but he's got this recommendation. You would go with that. But I think from that point on, there was a little bit of hesitancy when Man of Steel didn't do the numbers that Batman did. There was hesitancy, and then there was reluctance, and then there was just straight up control. We're taking over. Netflix that's never been their situation. Their situation has been, how much do you want? And then they write the check, give you the money, and you go do anything you want with it and bring it back. And that's what Zack Snyder needs, honestly. He needs that kind of control, but he also needs people that are collaborators with him, that are willing to say, hey, we could tweak some stuff. We can work with it,
Yeah, I think Snyder's thing is that he needs a good screenwriter, because all the movies that he's done, it's not necessarily his fault. It's just not knowing how to contain the story that's already overlong, and
he
being
has a
able to tell
lot to
that.
say.
Yeah.
In every movie, he has a lot to show, but not a lot to say. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But the things that he show has a lot of depth to it. Like when you're watching people getting mauled down in a casino in slow motion, you can't help but be like, this is great. But then you're like, it's been 20 minutes.
Well, and he DP'd this, correct?
He what?
DP'd it.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
What'd you think I said?
Well, you said the right thing, but I took it a different way. DP'd it. No, okay, whatever. No, all right. Well, that was it. I can't throw it to myself, but that was a good one.
Okay, so on the topic of zombies, I think everybody has a zombie plan, okay? Which is essentially, what is your game plan if a zombie outbreak were to ever happen?
No, that's not the same. How would you get that money? How do you go into a hive of zombies? That's my question. How do you do it?
Would you rob banks then? Like, if there's a zombie apocalypse, would your first mind be like, I gotta go rob a bank?
I'm looking at this the same way that I'm looking at the Lord of the Rings, right? Why are you walking? Take the eagle. They should have taken the helicopter, landed right on the building that they needed to do that, right? Send in 50 to 100 people with guns. Just mow down anybody around the building and then send 50 guys down, take out everything through there. Once that's done, go to your safe, do your stuff. Bob's your uncle and you're good.
Unless...
Get a troop carrier. It can't just be a regular helicopter. However, they just have to get in and out. So that doesn't really work. And I know a comment will come after me for that.
Like, if they did that helicopter thing, World War Z try that too, but the zombies built like a mountain to grab
No,
the helicopter.
they're too stupid. These ones are dumb.
They're worse than
There's
that,
like 3 or 4 of those kind of zombies, but that's not all of the zombies.
man. Okay.
Yeah, there's a really fun scene where they're trying to trigger all of the traps that are happening in this safe, because the German guy's like, if you step right there, a dart's going to kill you. If you step right there, you're set on fire. And so they just bring a zombie in and let the zombie go through the traps and stuff. It's really fun. And you just watch the zombie just like getting completely destroyed as he's walking through.
In slow motion?
No. And it makes it even funnier. Here's the thing. Snyder
has humor.
He has humor, and a lot of time we know he's got humor. Zack Snyder's Justice League had good humor.
Sure.
It did. I laughed so hard when what they were talking about the plan, and Cyborg was talking to Ezra Miller. He was like, "How do you think you're gonna go through any of this?" He goes, with the power of love." Like, that was a good one.
Boys, we have a comment.
Oh, we have a comment. I will fight you on Lord of the Rings. The Eagles couldn't make it to Mount Doom.
Go home, Nate. You're drunk.
Dude, jeez. The Eagles. I would never fly on an eagle, too. So you know what? I'd take the ground.
Yeah, but I think he's missing my point here. My point is, don't try to, let's sacrifice a human being to these zombies, because that's the only way. There are many ways that you could do it.
Why didn't they just nuke the place?
They did nuke it. That's the time frame. They had 48 hours to get in, get out. And by the time there is a nuke, and they're literally just getting by when the nuke goes off. So it's a tension ratchet up. And of course the ending, again, spoiler, Dave Bautista ends up getting bit, and his daughter has to kill him and all that stuff.
Dude!
Mm-hmm.
That's a cool spoiler.
Yeah, it's got a lot to it. When I saw that, though, the only issue I took with that is that Dave Bautista knew he was bit and just let himself turn into a zombie. Dude, you idiot. Shoot yourself in the head now. Just take. But he's like, I'm going to let my weak young daughter take care of me, a huge juiced up zombie. No?
No.
I think that's absurd. If I was a roided up dude and I knew I was about to turn into a super zombie and my daughter was right next to me, I would shoot myself before I turned.
Now, see, now this is a perfect time for her to show her true.
Our phones from the sketch.
Whoopsie. For her to show her true skills. You know, like the skills that you've taught her as a daughter and stuff.
Ooh, that's some good.
That didn't work.
That did not work.
I think we've talked enough about Army of the Dead, though. What is your favorite zombie movie?
Oh, dude. I'll go with 28 Days Later.
Ooh, okay. I think that's a good pick. I really enjoy Zombieland.
Zombieland's good. Did you like the second one?
I did. I did like it. Not as much the first. And I haven't revisited it. So maybe after. The good thing about the first Zombieland is how well it holds up every time you watch it.
No, it's true.
It really holds up. I haven't seen that yet with Zombieland 2, but I've not given it a chance. We used to always make the joke about Madison's character in that. I thought she was funny.
What's your second favorite then?
Probably Dawn of the Dead, because that's the most authentic.
What do you look for in a zombie movie? Because, with Saw, people
do you
go
like fast zombies?
Do I don't know, man. Guys, I got kind of zombied out because of The Walking Dead.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just stopped paying attention to zombie movies, but now I guess they're coming back to a thing. But how
about this? What about a Saw movie set in a zombie universe? Somebody is setting up traps for people to get attacked by zombies. They've narrowly contained it, just like in this film. But somebody is like, nah, I want these people to pay because they were part of the experiment that got this disease out and started this stuff.
Lionsgate.
Twisted Pictures.
I don't know, man. Another one I really like is World War Z.
Mm-hmm.
But it's because I think that had the emotional pull to it with Brad Pitt and his family. And same thing with I Am Legend. But those are more vampires than they are zombies, technically.
Yeah.
But I don't know. What do you look for?
I don't know if I look for anything. Zombie movies aren't necessarily my bag, in all honesty. Like, I watch them, but you really don't get a lot different. Even if you're looking at ones that are like, oh, that's changed some things, there's still not a lot of difference in a lot of them. Like, once The Last of Us storyline came in, a lot of other zombie films just took lead with that, and that's what we're getting right now.
Yeah, I think for me, it's more if they choose practical over.
So
CGI.
You're not a fan of World War Z then?
I like World War Z.
was
No,
very-
I know, but for like, I have more respect for the ones that are lower budget and practical. Like, I mean, Dawn of the Dead, like the 2004 remake and the original for that matter.
I love the way their eyes turned. They go super Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, yeah, and I also like. There's one movie called Stakeland, super indie film, but that's a vampire movie. Ignore me.
We could do vampire, zombie, Saw. We could just add all of the monster universe into it. Frankenstein. But do we have anything else to talk about with Saw? What do you think of, I don't know, the whole gore genre in general? Like, I don't know. It takes a special person to like, I watch this religiously, man. This is my favorite kind of stuff.
Here's the thing.
I don't seek it out. I'm not seeking this out.
Because the first movie felt more contained. Like the twist.
And it wasn't about the gore. It
wasn't.
Yeah.
It was about the story. It was about these two people and how they're connected and all this stuff, right? And the ones after that, I think the second one's okay, kind of push the boundaries a little bit. Then the third and on were like,
became about Jigsaw.
Yeah, right.
And nothing else.
Right. And they're like, how can we make these torture devices even more fucked up, you know?
And let's keep dragging this theme of like, oh, I'm sick, but really I'm not, or whatever the crap that they're doing with this guy. Yeah, it didn't work. And then once he actually was dead, they just kept going back to that pool and trying to like resource guard it. And like, no, we still have this Jigsaw. He's still around. But really, they just, I don't know, tricked us for forever. I hate this franchise a lot.
There's one that really surprised me, and it's probably the least favored one, which is the 3D. But it's because what's Dr. Gordon or whatever his name is from the first movie turns out to be Jigsaw.
Yeah.
Which was really like a huge kind of a mind fuck. I'm like, whoa, did not see that coming, but it was really cool to see it be brought back to its roots in that sense, even though it was really extreme gore. But then with Jigsaw, I liked it because of the editing, because it had two different storylines going on.
Some of that editing is rough.
I don't know, man, because
the
like
close up, shaky. But cool sometimes, but
it had to deal with two storylines, and you didn't realize it was two storylines until the very end when you're like, holy shit, we've been watching the past this entire time. You know, it was kind of like Dunkirk for me, like that.
It's awesome.
Right.
Like when he rises up to the end and that music comes in, it's like, ooh, that's dope.
That music.
Well, can I just spoil Spiral since we're at it?
Yeah.
I've already spoiled Army of the Dead.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to spoil Spiral for you. So Spiral. So Chris Rock executive produced this, right? He didn't direct it or anything. He's starring in it. It takes place in a universe revolving semi around Saw. Basically, first murder happens. A cop is killed in the subway. You've seen this guy in the trailer. He's got the thing attached to him, and he's hanging on the underpass. Chris Rock is a detective who basically had to get a cop arrested and put in jail for killing somebody in front of him when he shouldn't have. This person was somebody that was going to confess to another cop doing something bad. So this cop shot him to prevent that. Chris Rock sees it, reports him. The entire department hates him now. Okay. He's a pariah, right? Just tons of white cops that are like, he's the worst. We hate this guy. And he's been on his own for a very long time until he gets in the, what?
Nothing. Continue.
Did that not work on the third one? Oh, we didn't change it.
I didn't change it. Yeah, I forgot.
It's
That's
okay.
my job.
It's okay. We had a lot happen. But shit, where was I?
The guy killed the cop, and then yeah.
Okay. He's not had a partner for a while, Chris Rock, right? He does get a new partner who is like top of his class, super good. And from there, they take the lead on this case where they see a spiral. They think it could be a Jigsaw copycat, right? From that point on, you just see that there's a pattern of cops only being killed. whoever this person is going after cops, specifically dirty cops that you find out have lied in court or who have done one thing or another. And it keeps leading back to certain stuff. Chris Rock's dad, who is Samuel L. Jackson in this, he was the head sergeant of the department before he retired. And everybody also is kind of like, you won't live up to him. There's all that kind of stuff. He shows up at the beginning, has like one scene, disappears the entire film. That was one of my biggest problems. Samuel L. Jackson kind of isn't in it.
Was it all marketing?
It was kind of like a Bryan Cranston Godzilla situation where it was like, I was expecting like a cool buddy cop thing with you and, you know, you guys doing it, but it's not really that. It's him and this new detective.
Right. And I was expecting Jackson to be the killer. So when I heard that he's only in it for the first half, I'm like, well, there goes my theory.
Well, no, it's not that he's got a huge finisher. He's the finishing death. In a cool way. So these videos, they're all like, hello, Detective Banks. And it's not a guy in a spiral mask. It's a pig. I don't know if you've seen that. Everybody's in a pig mask in this one.
Isn't that all of them?
No, they're in the Jigsaw face. The guy on the tricycle. That's the thing.
Right, but the pig face is the motif throughout all of them, though.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh.
I've had
wearing a pig face?
Yeah, like an actual pig head looking face, yeah.
Oh.
Like, because in the first one,
I just black out after a time when watching these.
Oh, yeah, because like in the first one, like in the
I know there's pigs involved,
ring.
but I didn't think there was anybody wearing it like being Jigsaw.
Oh, being Jigsaw? Amanda,
did she do that?
She did that. I don't know if she wore the mask as that, being Jigsaw, but I mean, she wore it over.
But any of the videotapes, in anyways, has that. So Banks is going after the person. There's tons of like different deaths and different setups that are really cool. There was one that was just straight up like crazy. He had like attachments to all of the individual fingers of the person that were slowly dragging it into like a crusher to crush all the things or to rip it off. Actually, it was just pulling, and it was going to pull it out of its seams, right? And while it was doing that, the water in the tub was filling up and it was going to hit copper wire and electrocute him. So we would have to rip out all of his fingers to get out of the tub before it electrocuted him and killed him. He didn't get out in time and then and started dying. It's fucked up. There's some fucked up ones in this. Have you heard of degloving? Do you know what that is?
Yes,
There's
I do.
A full body degloving in this.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Dude.
The full body degloving ends up being the partner. So the partner has a wife and a kid, and he's kind of like the innocent Brad Pitt character in this, right? Except he gets the head in the box in the end. He gets degloved, and at that point, like the head sergeant had something where candle wax was slowly being melted all over her face, and she had a razor blade on her spinal cord, and she would need to sever her spine to be able to stop the wax from drowning her. So she wouldn't be able to walk out, but she would live.
Yeah.
What do you think of this genre, Chaz?
Dude.
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
No, here's the thing. I don't mind it. It's excessive.
No.
Like Hostel.
There's no way that was excessive.
Like the Hostel movies are a cool premise, like really creepy, you know? But
Hostel is crazy though with theirs.
But it's very over the top for the sake of being over the top. Where I feel like if they didn't focus so much on how gruesome it is, but you could still sell how gruesome it is, but focus more on the characters rather than the traps themselves.
Well, they try to do that. And the political side of this, very much like Jordan Peele, when it comes to Get Out or Us, there's some type of social political message involved with it. This one was, and I'm probably going to...
I'm sorry.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Come back to you.
Hi.
Hurt himself.
I'm just tall. Like, look, I'm wearing shorts too. I don't know if they can see that, but
we all wear the shorts. You can see our legs, our leggy legs. But where was I at? This day is so long, man.
I don't watch scary movies. Okay?
Why?
I just can't, man. Degloving and all that. No, I can't, man.
Well, they don't show. Well, yeah, they do. They show the
See?
degloving, but it's that up close and shaky shit. They do the stupid motif you like about the editing. They do that when it cuts to those type things. Anything else, they're trying for 7.
So why do they not try to deglove the penis?
They did. Jeez. Oh my god. It always goes that with you.
Because
Nothing sexual. There was nothing sexual about any of this.
dude,
And you're
because like all these, it's like gruesome, right? But like just
you're gruesome.
Patrick being a guy, just imagine you're laying there.
This is okay. Cut back to me. You made us use up our quota for the day of our. We'll be quackily backly as possible.
You don't want to hear my idea.
No.
Lionsgate. If you want a fucked up idea, dude, hit me up.
All right.
We live in a society.
That's the problem with this movie, is that we're trying to bring out.
Okay.
So the thing that they're referencing, it's like Title 8 or some type of rule where the police were able to do whatever they wanted. They could beat you up, do whatever they wanted in order to solve a crime.
Okay.
So Title 8, something like that is what it was called. Turns out Samuel L. Jackson was one of the heads of that and started it. So he's a corrupt cop. Guess who this person's going after?
Him.
Going after him. So the reason he's gone through the whole movie is because he's been taken. And I wish they just told us at the beginning with that. But they make you feel like or they're trying to hide it, but it's like, no, he's clearly was taken. And they're like, but maybe he's around. And it's like, no, you clearly taken. And they finally show you that he is strung up like a marionette puppet hanging in suspension with IVs draining all of his blood in vials surrounding him in a circle, right? And if after a certain time, it's going to drain out all of his blood and he'll die. This is the part where Chris Rock shows up and sees who's behind everything, which turns out to be his partner. His partner set up another person to be degloved and claimed that was him that had done it. He had made a tattoo the same as him, put it on this guy to pretend that it was him instead. And why they didn't look at dental records or anything is beyond me, because they're, I don't know, a police, force that could do that. But his idea is, I've known since I was a kid, when I watched my dad get shot by that cop and you put him away. So he was this kid that was watching his dad get gunned down by the corrupt cop. You find that out later on at this point. And his idea is, you find the bad cops, you bring them to me, and I'll take care of it. Let's have a partnership, me and you, make this work. But you have to have a test. And the test is, save your dad. So he gives him a gun and he's like, you have to shoot this thing. And I've already called the police. They're on their way. So we've only got this much time for you to do it. And he does it. But by the time all of that's done, he now goes after the partners, is beating the crap out of them. He's beating the crap out of the partner as the SWAT team are breaking down the door. The door is jerry-rigged to pull up Samuel L. Jackson's arm, which has a gun.
Oh, shit.
Yes.
What?
Mm-hmm. So as the door is opening, his arm is being lifted up to be pointed at the people, and they just open fire and just, kill, like completely murder him. And as that's happening, Chris Rock is like, no! And he looks to the service elevator as the guy's going down the elevator escaping. And that's the end of the movie.
That's the end?
Mm-hmm.
Did you stay after the credits?
Yeah, there was nothing after that. So the end is the guy gets away, but now Chris Rock has a vendetta because he killed his father.
Damn, that's actually cool.
It's better than what they've done. That's what I was thinking the entire time. Is like, you actually are doing something with this. There's intention behind it, and you're not trying to make a quick buck. I appreciate that.
Do you think it could have been better set up for that payoff?
For this film? I just think this film had a little bit of a tough time trying to blend a genre within a genre. Jordan Peele is a master of it. Right? Like, he can build the suspense like Alfred Hitchcock, and he can hit you with some craziness like Sam Raimi. He can make you think like, Denis Villeneuve. He can give you social stuff like Spike Lee. He has all of that.
Right.
This director is not that. So it's like seeing somebody attempt the same thing, but maybe not executing it as well as you hope. You can look at the little things and pinpoint it, but all you can say is it's not necessarily as well.
So do you know who the director is for this one?
I know it's not Chris Rock, but
He did the second Saw movie, the third Saw movie, and the fourth Saw movie.
interesting. Okay.
Yeah, so he's had a tie with the Saw franchise.
Then I would say that this is look. I said this at the Good Things Utah review. I dressed up as Jigsaw and did the review as Jigsaw, and I said this is my glow up year in 2021, and I think the director had a glow up with this. Like this is. I would give him a different property and see what he would do with it. You know,
I'm excited to watch this.
And Chris Rock producing it. I mean, not much to say about that. There's a lot of jokes that he has in there that's kind of like, did that come from your last stand-up show? Because it sounds vaguely familiar. You know,
did he do a good job overall, or was he kind of?
Sometimes when he's just screaming, it's like a little funny. When he it's very serious, but it's like it's also Chris Rock screaming, "Motherfucker!" And it's like it's a little funny.
Well, that's fun, dude.
Yeah, but I gave that one a 6 out of 10 still in the end. Like, so take that what you will. At the end of the day, it's a Saw film, and I wish that people would grade those things accordingly. You know, everybody's like, let's give it a 3 out of 10. I've been seeing 3s and 4s. It makes no sense for this movie. Silence. This is great for podcasting. How dare you, sir?
Well, I'm just thinking because like I wouldn't even give the worst one. I'd probably give the worst one like a 2 out of 5.
I give Jigsaw 0 because fuck that movie.
What didn't you like about Jigsaw, dude?
Everything.
Oh God.
I hated everything about it. It's the worst of the series.
You didn't like the lasers, like
no, I hated everything about it.
Like
it lied to me, and I'll never forgive it, except for after Spiral. Now I'm like, I'll watch the next one. No
so
worries. As long as they keep, here's what they have to do: keep Chris Rock, keep that storyline. If you can keep that, then yeah, I'm in.
Okay, but going back to Jigsaw real quick, were you mad because you thought he was still alive, or
that they made this all out? Because it wasn't necessarily that they were making it out to be. It turns out that he was doing this in the past. It was that you were watching something that had happened before the Saw stuff. And the twist is that you didn't realize that you were watching a time from before and not a time that was happening.
That's so cool, though.
No, that's stupid. That's lying. Set your time frame.
Dude, that's movie
magic. Set your timeline.
That's movie magic, dude.
No, you set your timeline.
It's movie magic.
It was annoying. I hated it so much. That was the worst twist for any of the Saw movies.
You know, I would actually put that with the first one.
Nah.
Wait, when
that twist.
Kramer stands up, he's like, "Oh, I'm actually Jigsaw the whole time."
Fuck this shit. No.
Okay.
Oh well,
that's fine.
Well, I think we had a good show. I think we our cold open. Look, we ad-libbed. Our improv was good. Jay, what did you think of our improv? I think we did pretty good with that.
You know, I actually quite enjoyed it. I'll be honest with you. It was fun. It was really fun, even though I dropped the ball. But you know what? I'm still learning, and I'm still getting better at my craft. But
no worries, man. And you just started a new job, so you got plenty of stuff to work with. So no worries.
Plus, Jay, I screwed up over here too.
There is something
we all it was a cold open, you know, our first one.
There is one thing,
I have to make sure that I razz everybody when it happens, or else.
What's that, Jay?
There is one thing I want to say, but I'm gonna let Patrick finish his point before.
No, I'm done.
Oh, okay. You earlier this week brought to our attention that Gaggle of Geeks has hit 100 episodes, and this is our 101 episode.
Oh yeah, this is our 101st episode of Gaggle. Well, no, 101st episode of the Gaggle of Geeks Network podcast. This is episode 66 of Gaggle of Geeks, and Butt Mashing is still is on episode 25. So
right.
We're going.
You guys are going. We're going.
So with that being said, I just want to say congratulations to us.
That's a lot of time.
It's a lot of time that we've put into perfecting our craft on this show and for the podcast network and stuff like that. So to Nate, Scott, Chaz, Patrick, myself, we all thank everyone for tuning in every single week.
Mhm.
This wouldn't be possible
Absolutely.
if it wasn't for
Have you noticed that we've got more reviews, Jay, on our podcast? We have 17
did.
reviews now.
I
What
did.
the fuck?
I actually logged into that earlier today. I was quite
Yep.
shocked at what I saw. That was
17
so
new
awesome.
podcast reviews. We are close to 500 followers on Instagram, very close to 500 on Facebook. I think we actually have 500 followers, but we've only got, I think, 470 something likes or something like that. So if you can, please like that. And yeah, we work hard on this. We do weird shit, and hopefully that even if the intention is thrown out the window and we're just doing whatever, that you can see that we're having fun, and that's what matters.
Dude, having fun is what it's all about.
Well, again, I want to thank everybody for doing this. We're gonna go because I'm just tired.
I'm sorry I didn't
It's
watch
Friday,
the movies.
ladies and gentlemen.
The weekend.
Have a good one. I don't know.